Okay, the CAF, Confederation of African Football, Olympic qualifying, a couple big matches that you know your boys were locked into. How about little Copper Queens versus the Atlas Lionesses? If that's not your cup of tea, how about some Super Falcons versus Banyana for the last two spots in the Olympics? These were decided last couple days here, so it's been an exciting week to kind of like nail down these last two. What's your take on kind of like how things shook out?
I mean, amazing matches between Zambia and Morocco. Full disclosure, those were the ones that I was really kind of locked in on. All respect to Banyana. It felt like Nigeria's defense was going to be able to kind of lock down and rule the day in those two ties versus South Africa. Nigeria gets the job done. They win 1-0 in aggregate over two matches. That sounds like some Nigerian football. In my view, absolute bangers between Zambia and Morocco. Great goals, like looping immense hits from outside the 18 to score a last minute goal to bring the drama in the first match. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk Banda, we're going to talk Rachel Kundanaji, but let me just say, in regard, and this has nothing to do with the Moroccan footballers, who are great players who prove themselves in the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to that fucking bozo of a manager they have, Jorge Vilda, let me just say, first, LOL, and secondly, LMAO. Jorge, congratulations on taking a team that made the final 16 of the World Cup and not qualifying for the Olympics. Man, you must have been the brains behind the whole operation in Spain. It couldn't have been Aitana Bonmati or any of the 15 brilliant players that you had on Spain. It must have been you leading the charge there. The Moroccan players, they deserve better than that fucking guy. Get him all the way out of here.
I mean, the cosign of all cosigns from your guy. I mean, I don't even want to waste any more airtime on. Well, let's just move ahead. Let's flip the coin over and take a look, see at what's happening on the other side. How about little Zambia, our Copper Queens? A lot of work to do going into that last one. You mentioned it. They give up a super late goal to Morocco at home to drop the opener 2-1 in what I think like 99 times out of 100. That's a backbreaker. It's over.
Has to be.
1-1, and you give up that late one at home, and now you've got to make up so much more ground going on the road in an international matchup against another national team. You're not going, Lyon to PSG. Like, now you're crossing the continent to kind of like take on Morocco. A 2-goal win away in Morocco gets them through, but wasn't going to be easy. So in that instance, who do you look to if you're Zambia? Whose shoulders could bear the weight of a nation? I'll tell you who, buddy. You already mentioned her. Banda. 39th minute, Banda scores on a breakaway to bring the two sides even. 105th minute, Banda draws a handball foul in the box. 106th minute, Banda buries the PK to basically send Zambia and our Copper Queens to the Olympics. Africa's all-time leading goal scorer in the Olympics, in case y'all forgot. I mean, what can I say? Probably one of my favorite players on the planet. I don't even want to say this is the Banda game. This is undoubtedly a Banda game that I think will go down probably near the top of a resume until it gets leapfrogged by another otherworldly performance that I got to imagine is maybe just months away.
I mean, we're observers, we're admirers of the U.S. women's national team. You can't be psyched to have to go play Barbara Banda and Rachel Kundanaji, a team with the guts that this team has, a team with the speed and the intelligence and the link-up play, the ability to score goals from outside the 18. There are a lot of different looks. I mean, you think about the way Kundanaji was able to score in that first tie from outside the 18. That looked a lot like that Mayra Palacio goal that Mexico scored against USA in the CONCACAF W Gold Cup. I mean, we're talking about superlative attacking talent. And, we've said a lot. And the USA, they're not lacking in depth and talent on the defensive end. But they're going to have their work cut out for them with this Zambian squad.
Yeah, and I think, I love, Zambia. They're obviously, tough draw, I think, but yeah. Tough draw for almost like every team. Like every group has like, I kind of feel like every team outside of maybe the US and Spain, I can see losing a match, maybe losing multiple matches during the group stage just because there's so much competition
Yeah, totally. And let me just say, man, one thing that does bother me, and this has nothing to do with the Zambian national team, how fucking difficult it is to find information, to find the matches on these African teams in women's football in the United States. We got to do better over here. Shout out again, Mariam Karabi from She Scores Bangers, tweeting out links to make sure we can watch Zambia versus Morocco. Um,
Game
uh,
changer.
yeah, shout out to her. Always appreciate her. Some of the best women's football stuff in the game. I would hope that if you have landed on us two dopes, you're already listening to the She Scores Banger podcast and watching her on YouTube. So thank you, Miriam. We appreciate you there. But yeah, man. I mean, it's only a matter of time before that. I think it's like an S1 visa or the D1 visa or whatever it is for Banda comes through, and we get to see her playing for your pride. Hopefully that happens before we get to the Olympics. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be a hell of a team to contend with, especially when you have to go up against them on short rest on these like every 3 day matches in the Olympics. I'm going to be
Yeah.
very interested to see how the attack looks in those circumstances.
I love that their attack is so quick strike.
Yeah.
It's like Kundananji is just grab it, turn, fire, and then now it's in.
Yep.
You know, Banda like kind of falls asleep for a second. She makes a run. You put the ball anywhere in her path, and it's just danger. Again, a lot to get excited about. In this episode, we also broke down U.S. women's national teams back-to-back come from behind. Capital W wins over Japan, over Canada to lift the She Believes Cup. We also drafted our U.S. women's national team fantasy roster for these Olympics that we've been talking about. 18 spots and some really, really good players didn't make the cut. We talked out all of our options there, and I think landed on a pretty solid squad. So Emma Hayes, we're going to make sure that your email doesn't go to spam.
Yeah.
DMs are open on Twitter as well. We also talked a little Euro qualifying and all the machinations that go along with that. So like if you liked, and subscribe. If you've already subscribed to those other podcasts that are better and more important than us, subscribe to us as well if you enjoyed talking a little CAF Olympic qualifying with your boys.
Yeah, look, I mean, sometimes you might fall asleep listening to a podcast, and then it just like Spotify does its thing or YouTube does its thing and starts playing through. If you subscribe to us, you don't have to look at our faces. That's fine. We'll just play in the background. So, and then you, by osmosis, subconsciously, you might find a tidbit, hear our brilliance of putting together a roster. You might be surprised. So thank you for everybody who consciously rocks with us, who has actually made the decision to listen to the program. And yeah, we will see you guys soon. And we'll be talking about some NWSL games as well for anybody who's interested. So we will see you guys there.